Murder, body horror, body possession. Here's my review of Grafted. Grafted is about Chinese student Wei, played by Joyena Sun, who wins a science scholarship to a university in New Zealand. Both Wei and her father have really bad red skin on their face, and her father is also a scientist. And in a home experiment gone wrong, her father dies in an horrific way in front of Wei. Fast forward a decade later, and Wei is in New Zealand, and she wants to complete the scientific work that her father never got to finish. So she takes her notebook from her father to New Zealand, and she volunteers to be a lab assistant at the laboratory in her university. And now she finally has an opportunity to continue her father's work. After an accident, a murder accident, she discovers a way to peel off the skin of a dead person and put it on her own face, and then she can become that person. She can become that person without anybody realizing. Grafted is directed by Sasha Rainbow, and this film is her directorial debut. Grafted starts off quite well. The camera looms into this grimy, small apartment building in China. It just looms up and zooms right into the apartment building, and we meet Wei and her father. The gruesome opening scene is quite well done. It's very confronting and very violent, and it really sets the stage for more of this type of violent and scenes later on in the film. And the special effects are quite well done. And once after this opening scene, once Wei arrives in New Zealand, there's some quite nice digs at the differences between Chinese society and how her family lives in New Zealand. Wei goes to live with her aunt in New Zealand, but she's never there, so she's forced to mainly stay with her cousin Angie, played by Jess Hong. And it's nice to see Angie. She really pushes back on her Chinese heritage, and it's really nice to see someone from China immigrating to New Zealand, and you can see the differences between Wei, who is born in China, and Angie, who is born in New Zealand, and the differences between their personalities and their characters. But Grafted unfortunately goes downhill from there. There's quite a few scenes in the first act of the film that are really badly edited, and it's really off-putting. In one scene, Wei is outside of her university asking somebody how to get to her class, and then a few seconds later, she's been congratulated by her university professor on getting a very good exam result. But one day, Wei comes home from university, and Angie and her friends are very fixated on watching a horror movie on TV. And then when Wei walks into the room, they are scared by her. But the way this scene is and shot and edited, it removes any effectiveness of the scare. It's very strange. And another scene, Wei is working on her work in the university laboratory, and her university professor Paul, played by Jared Turner, he just starts scolding her and yelling at her for no reason, and there's just no context and no explanation as to why he's doing so. It just takes too long to get to the body horror section of the film. It's not till into the second half of the film until Wei starts to do her killing and face ripping. All of the characters in the film are very, very unlikable. There's just nobody to care about and nobody to root for. There is one character who starts to befriend Wei, but she's barely in the film and she gets killed off very quickly. Wei's motivations and her goals become very, very murky, and it's very hard to care about her journey and care about her character as the film goes on. Grafted, the film, shares a lot of similarities with another body horror film from 2024, The Substance. In this film, Grafted, Wei, she is obsessed with her beauty and looking like everybody else, and she'll do whatever it takes to get there. And the final scene of Grafted is very, very, very similar to the final scene of The Substance. I give Grafted 2 stars out of 5. A very very effective opening scene, and some nice body horror elements in the third act of the film are just not enough to compensate for the poor filmmaking choices and the very unlikable characters and lead character. Thanks for watching. Did you see Grafted? Please comment below your thoughts on the film Grafted. See you next time. Bye.